Hey guys, so in the last video we wired in our home sensors, the mechanical home sensors for X, Y, and Z, and we also brought power to our C25 XP, and we brought power from our C25 XP over to our 5-volt terminal strip to go out to our home sensors. In this video we're going to be wiring up our D sub connector and everything for our ATC. So here's what we've got. I can zoom this out. Here we go. So we've got our 0 volts, our 5 volts, our 24 volts. This is for our slide solenoid, our 24 volt negative, and then this is our inputs for our ATC, extend, retract, and our home sensor. The 5 volts and the 0 volts are for our 3 sensors over here, and then here is the power for the slide solenoid. Alright, so let's get those wired up. First, let's wire up the home sensor, since that's where we left off. So what I have here is, this is the input from our IR sensor. This is going to go to our C11, our C25 XP. And this is going to go to terminal 15. Which is the second from the end here. Alright, what else do we have here? We have our retract input, and that's going to go to 3. Had to count the terminals there and make sure, because I'm at an angle here and I can't really see straight down. Alright, input 3 for retract. Extend is input 2. Now this particular pigtail, what I did was I just cut some of the DB9 cable that I ran up to the ATC. I just cut a section off of it and used the same wiring to make up my pigtail. So this is input 2, which is right below the one I just stuck in. Alright, I've got those 3 inputs, so that takes care of this side of the D sub connector, those 3 inputs. Now let's work on our power side. So our 5 volts needs to come over to our source voltage here. From our C25 XP, like that, and our 0 volts needs to come over to our common right here. There we go. Alright, and I'll just run this around like that once I get it all hooked up. So our slide relay is going to be relay number 7 here. From our D sub connector, the wire we're going to be connecting to the relay is the 24 volts here on this side of our relay. This is our normally open side. When the relay closes, it'll send power out to the slide solenoid. So here is our 24 volt positive. We're going to connect that to our normally open side, which is this side here. These are really nice. You can get right to them. So that's our normal. Whoops, I didn't have it in there. There we go. So the far left terminal is normally open, like so. So that'll be relay 7. Now we need to bring in this side of the relay from our power source. I'm going to bring it all the way back to the terminal board here. Voltage in, which is our center terminal. Why is that not tightening up? I thought I tightened it up. Okay. So this is our voltage in, our center terminal here. And then we'll bring this over to our 24 volt source right here. This is straight from our tri-power power supply. Okay, so we've brought power from our tri-power power supply over to one side of our relay, voltage in, and then voltage out to our D-sub connector. Now we have to have our return for our power drawbar. Okay, so I added another ground terminal here. I put a jumper in there. So we're going to run our 24 volt common. This is our common from our tri-power power supply. We're going to put it right in here. So, alright, I've got one wire left here, and I put a terminal on here, but I don't think I'm using this wire. I only needed 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Alright, so I'll just wrap this back, and we'll save it for just in case something happens to one of our wires later. And I'll just tie wrap that off out of the way. Now on these terminal strips, you can buy different colors, but I found that what really ends up happening is if you buy different colors, you end up using all of one color, and then you end up with, you don't have enough. So what I do is I just buy the gray ones there, and I just take a Sharpie and I just color them what color I need as I need them, and then that way I always have what I really need. Okay, so let's see if we can kind of get these wires. I knew I was going to have to unplug that eventually. Okay. These are real fine gauged wires right there. That's alright, so let's recap real quick what we just did. So I ran my C-Home sensor over here to So I ran my C-home sensor over here to 15. And my extend and retract on 2 and 3. Extend for 2 and retract for 3. Then I ran power from relay number 7 here. This is 24 volts coming out of the relay on the normally open set of contacts right here, going to the slide solenoid, and this is 24 volts coming in from my tri-power power supply. And then on the other side I have my return here, this yellow wire going out to the other side of the solenoid. So that wraps up wiring up the ATC. We've got our foot switch and our air pressure switch, and also our power drawbar, which is not drawn in here, but we're going to wire that up next. Thanks for watching the video. If you're new to my channel and you're just tuning in, click on the subscribe button down here below. When I post a new video, if it's something you're interested in, you can stop by and check it out. As always, guys, please feel free to ask questions, make suggestions, or leave comments. Thumbs up if you like the video. Please subscribe, and most importantly, be safe.